Hey everybody, this is Mr. Regner, and I wanted to share this video with you today as a guide for what you'll be doing as you review our different sections from Chapter 8. So today we are going to be using the Big Ideas Skills Trainer. So in order to do that, we're going to have to use our Big Ideas online account. So first, I'll take you through the steps. You can kind of follow along and rewatch this video if you need to. It's so easy, even Lacey can do it, right? So she's going to be following along as well. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to take a look at Clever. So we know to log into Clever, and we'll go into our Big Ideas Learning account. It's our Big Ideas online account. You are going to go up here to the upper right corner of your Big Ideas online account to these three little bars. You'll click on that, and it opens up or expands some more sections. And the thing that we're going to be looking at today is this pyramid-shaped thing. It says Skills Trainer. So we'll click on Skills Trainer, and we're whisked away magically to this page. Now, it may appear differently on your screen, especially if you're using a smaller screen. I have a pretty large and in-charge screen here, so I'm able to see pretty much everything that's available for me. But you should know that the different colors represent the different sections that we're going to be looking at, and they're all different colors. They do go in alphabetical order as well. So the sections that we are most interested in would be absolute value. We learned about absolute value throughout Chapter 8. We also have the coordinate plane. Okay, we learned about the coordinate plane in Chapter 8. We have, oops, I guess I have to scroll down a little bit, I'm sorry. We have inequalities. So inequalities is something we learned about in Chapter 8. And finally, we have number system. Here's where we have our positive and negative integers, graphing integers, comparing them, rational numbers. These are things we learned about in Chapter 8 as well. So I want to point out to you here, as you look at this skills trainer, absolute value, for example, has three separate sections underneath absolute value. We want to know everything about absolute value, so all three of these things would be good things for me to review. Now, maybe I'm an absolute value ace, and I just know absolute value so well, I maybe don't have to spend as much time on that as maybe somebody that's maybe reviewing it and has forgotten all of it from earlier in the chapter. If you go over to the number system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different things to know about the number system. Now, we learned about all 6 of these different areas within Chapter 8, so we want to make sure we're reviewing all 6 of those areas before our Chapter 8 final assignment. Again, I can say the same thing for the coordinate plane. Notice all these sections for the coordinate plane. We want to know all of those things for our Chapter 8 assignment. And finally, inequalities, 4 sections there. We want to know all about those inequalities, how to solve them, how to compare, how to write them, everything there is to know about inequalities. This skills trainer is kind of taking the place of any kind of study guide that we might have for our Chapter 8 assignment. And so by reviewing this and reviewing all of these skills within the skills trainer, you're going to better yourself and better your skills. I don't want to go through every single one, but I'm just going to pick the first one, finding absolute value, just as an example. So when I click on that, you notice that it pops up with a question. It says, find the absolute value. Well, it says the absolute value of 24 equals, so I know I can just type in using my keypad on my keyboard, or right here on the keyboard on the screen, the absolute value here would be 24. That means the distance from 24 to 0. Well, that's 24. Absolute value, remember, is always going to be positive. So when I check my answer, it says yes. Just because I want to show you what happens if you get an answer that's wrong. Let's see, the absolute value of negative 77. We probably all know that that's not 3, but I'm going to go ahead and put in 3, and it says, whoops, that's wrong, and it tells me the correct answer. All right, so it's kind of nice in that way that we're getting that assistance. All right, so here's negative 38. The absolute value of that is 38. I can check my answer. I'm correct. I just keep on going. I think I get about 10 of these questions, and then it gives me like an end result. I can go in and get more questions if this is still not making sense to me. And I can't stress this enough. If there's an area that you're looking at that you don't understand, go back to Chapter 8. Look at that section in Chapter 8 one more time, because that's where all the instruction takes place. This is more or less just you seeing if you have the skills, if you know what you're doing. All right, if you take 10 questions and you get, let's say, a 7 or better, that tells me and probably tells you that you know what you're doing. You're probably in good shape. If you take that and you get less than a 7 out of 10, it's probably something you need to keep building your skills with. All right, so our assignment for today is really to practice for the Chapter 8 assignment by using this skills trainer. So you can see I can stop at any point. Here I had a 2 out of 4. I can watch an instructional video. So maybe this is something that I don't really know much about, absolute value, so I can watch this video. I could practice again, or I could return to the skills menu where I've got all those skills available. So again, our assignment today is to use the online skills trainer through Big Ideas Online to build our skills in preparation for our Chapter 8 assignment tomorrow. All right, good luck, everybody. This is Mr. Regner saying, stay safe.